corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle so they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you lie down. My ego don't come. My people make we shout down. My ego don't come. My ego don't come, man of the masses. My ego don't come. My ego die the political. My ego don't come. This one not they off in mind. My ego don't come. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. My yegun don't come. My people make you shout. My yegun don't come. Man of the masses. My ego don't come. My ego diary politico. My ego don't come.
Good evening to you. Good morning to you, and good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀, làwọn tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary, Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary, gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o.
Mr. President, welcome. And I've been a student of Nigeria for many years. And first of all, I want to tell you that I have never seen such a hopeful attitude toward Nigeria and the United States as since your election. So I think we all here want you to succeed. My question relates to another area of Nigeria that hasn't gotten much attention during this trip, and that is the Niger Delta. It's a challenge that you're going to face. I wonder if you would tell us how you intend to approach it with particular reference to the amnesty, bunkering, and inclusive development. Thank you.
Inclusive government. Inclusive government. How you include, women, youth.
I see. Yes. I hope you have a copy of the election results. Naturally, constituencies, for example, that gave me 97%, cannot, in all honesty, be treated on some issues with constituencies that gave me 5%. I think these are political reality. While certainly there will be justice for everybody, everybody will get his constitutional right. But while the party in constituencies, by their either sheer hard work, they made sure that they got their people to vote and to ensure their vote count. They must feel that the government has appreciated the effort they put in putting the government in place. I think that's really fair.
It is smoky Igbo. It is take India.
Thank you. Now share the broadcast. We'll come back to that later. We'll come back to, if you are looking for the genesis of the visible division you can see in Nigeria today, that is where you should point the fingers. But share this broadcast. I haven't started.
President, we shouldn't pretend that we needed foreign support now. We wouldn't wait until our nation gets bombed. Let us shout and call for foreign support. I am a APC man and I've been supporting my party, but the president should get to know that it has gotten to a point that we who are supporters, who are members of the APC, we can no longer keep quiet. The president must rise to the occasion. You will not see the truth and you are afraid to say it because you will die. We must open, Mr. President. The nation is on fire. The president must rise to the occasion. It costs us nothing to get foreign support. We must rise to the occasion. We must bring in people to save this country, or else we'll be consumed. Every one of us will have a chapter for history. Whenever the history of this period will be written, whatever is our position, we have a chapter. We cannot keep quiet any longer. It has gotten to a point that we cannot sleep with our two eyes closed. We are not free. Our children are not free. The president must rise to the occasion. There's no nation that is so powerful that it doesn't need support of other nations. Individual cannot say you will leave the war without any other person with you. So we must rise. The situation is our security system has collapsed. It has failed. And because it has failed, we need to look for foreign support. It costs Nigeria nothing. Forget the ego, forget the superiority of Nigeria in African nation. Today, we are facing serious problems. If our nation is to survive this period,
that was over a year ago when a member, a senator of APC, Egbekegbe, raised the same alarm. But today, Laya Muhammad has come out to say, indeed, the wave of insecurity in Nigeria under Boko Haram is the greatest ever witnessed. And it's true. He said it is the greatest insecurity, like everything done scatter, propagate, clash, as in clashed. He said it is the worst time in the history of Nigeria that what you are witnessing under Boko Haram. In short, what Layamo said, in short, is this. Now, that's just where we got our rider from. But as you are watching this video, I remember, well, if you remember very well, I have always very, 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 repetitive about the victims of Nigeria collapsed system, especially the security architecture of Nigeria. That it didn't just collapse, it got infiltrated, compromised within, and weakened within to what it is today. Nigeria has sort of seized many parts of northern Nigeria to the total control of the terrorists in northern Nigeria. They know that. There are preferential treatments for these terrorists and their different groups in northern Nigeria. More reason why they continue to wax stronger. As you are watching this video, there are many parts of northern Nigeria today, from Zamfara to Sokoto to Jigawa to Niger to Yobe, and even Adamawa. There are areas there. I'm talking about areas as big, as large as a whole local government area, comprising of more than 40 towns and villages. That Nigeria has sort of completely seized. They don't go there anymore. There is no police, right? There is no military. So whenever military want to go there, They are going there to at least challenge the controllers of those territories. It's like this, right? Knowing that, for example, if you are from Yoruba land, yeah, let's say Lagos, let's say the entire Ekpe local government area of Lagos is no longer part of Nigeria. Like, it is in Lagos, Abi, but the authority there is no longer Nigeria authority. It's no longer Lagos authority. It is the authority of the armed terrorists that Nigeria is protecting under this APC. Egbekegbe. So whenever they say Nigeria military killed 100, and you will never see those corpses, I mean the bodies of the terrorists anyway, but they usually know where they are. These are the areas across different states in northern Nigeria that are no longer in control of Nigeria. Now, guess what? Now, let's say the people of Ekpe, if you are watching me from Ekpe right now, or you are watching me from, let me look for another local government, popular local government area like that. Not a city. They don't really control cities. They go to the interior local government areas and the towns and all that. Let me look for another one. Let's say in Ijebu, the entire Odogbolu local government area, which is next to Ijebu Ode, right? The entire Odogbolu local government areas, my local government, is no longer controlled by Nigeria. How? Imagine it that all of you living in these places, right? You are now paying your taxes. If you are a Okada rider, if you are a taxi driver, if you are a farmer, if you are a landlord, if you are whatever you are, if you are a police officer, you better relocate to another place. You can no longer live in those areas, or else they will kill you. That's what they do. They kill them at will. So people have given up on Nigeria coming. Maybe all of you are preparing for election, Abi. Now, this is what you have right now in Nigeria, northern Nigeria, right? The people in these areas have now given up on Nigeria coming to help them anymore. They no longer pick up the phones or travel down to the city to report. They just submitted themselves to the terrorists. More than 500 communities alone. More than 500 communities in Niger State alone. That is where Babangida comes from. That is where Abdul Salami comes from. Sure, you remember? In that state, more than 500 communities are now controlled by these terrorists. You know what happened? They paid their taxes to them. And you know the saddest part, all the receipts of these taxes that people are paying to these terrorists, printed receipt, they are everywhere on social media. So as you are watching this video right now, watching this broadcast live now, in Zamfara State, they went into a mosque. The terrorists that they call bandits. They went into a community. Let me look for the name of that community. They call the area Zugu community in a local government area called Bokuyum local government area of Zamfara State. Now, these ones, they are inside the mosque, praying, worshiping, like normal. The terrorists came and they marched 44 of them, 44 in that from that mosque, not the community, mosque. Everybody waited there, marched them straight into their territory. Then the news broke that the terrorists who kidnapped them, they did not kidnap them for ransom because they haven't demanded for ransom yet. In fact, they have turned them into free laborers on their, wait for it, on their millet farmland. Terrorists have farmlands. They have farms. They have communities they control right now. They have families. They have children. And the areas they are controlling, the people there, they pay allegiance to them. In Nigeria, in 7 years of APC, so when they kidnapped these people from Zugu, they took them to another area as slaves. And they turned them worshippers in a mosque. They turned them, 44 of them, they turned them to free laborer on their sorghum and then millet farmland. They are growing food. I mean, tell me, if anybody is intimidating you because you are asking for Yoruba nation legitimately, you didn't carry gun to kill the soldiers or kill the police or kidnap anybody for money. You are legitimately, right, asking that Nigeria at this point, at this crossroad, if they care for the people who are trapped in it, if they really care for the future of those who are trapped in it, then everybody should agree that at this point to make everybody go their separate way. Well, the people who didn't come out to come and say that, Nigeria already ceded land, communities, including the people therein, completely. They have willed them to the terrorists. So that's where Liamo is coming from. 7 years of lying to you. Boko Haram has been technically defeated. December 2015. Boko Haram have been defeated, but they are now targeting soft people, soft targets. December 2016. Oh, those who killed farmers in Ekiti, those are just farmers' others clashes. How? Farmers killed on their farmland by trespasser who is armed, and then the government turned around. Instead of charging or calling it a murder committed by criminals, they said farmers' others clashes. How do you clash? Listen, how do you clash with somebody on your farm, on your land, and you are killed there, and the government reported it as farmers' others clashes? Then they changed it, Layamo. They said those who are killing people in Nigeria, they are not Fulanis from Nigeria. They are Fulanis from Chad, Niger, Mali, Libya, and all these places. They were given excuses. Excuses upon excuses then. You remember? Now, 7 years after, they have admitted this is the worst ever. Even the Nigeria civil war, to them, cannot. This is not this is not to spite the survivors of the Nigeria genocidal war called Nigeria Civil War, by the way. But you see the level people are being killed these days, even though Nigeria is not at war. I mean, you can possibly just say, as they have admitted, it's the worst of the worst that Nigeria has ever faced. All thanks to APC, Egbekegbe. So I don't know who I'll feel. And not just that, those ones are people in local community whose turn has come. In the same, I think it was the same Zamfara, where Boko Haram kidnapped 110 farmers and they beheaded them. And they left the heap of these mutilated bodies of kidnapped farmers, over 100 of them, 110. They slaughtered them. These were rice farmers, farmers growing rice. Nothing happened. Their killers were never caught because there's no plan to catch them anyway. Right? So that's their own turn. Before the turn of these 44 people kidnapped, right? Talking about this same insecurity, ladies and gentlemen, remember those that were kidnapped on the 28th of March this year. Okay, you may not remember the dates. A lot has happened since then, Abi. But you remember the victims, the passengers of Kaduna Abuja Railway. Yes, they were those attacked on the 28th of March this year. And over 160 of them were kidnapped. Right? Now, so far so good. The families of those kidnapped, including children, have been buying back their family members from the terrorists. You'll be wondering, how is this so convenient? How did it become so convenient for terrorists to kidnap people en masse and be able to house them and keep them undetected for months? Well, the answer is very simple, because nobody is looking for them. Do you understand? Now, you see those unfortunate Nigerians who got caught up and their family members cannot buy them back. Right now, this week is the deadline. If their family members fail to buy them back, talking about ransom, your government has given up on you. Or let me say, your government has given up on them. Even you, Nigerians, you have given up on them. So many of you today are claiming to be fighting for your lives in the hands of APC, Egbekegbe. APC, unboot slaves, obedient fools, and the rest of them. They are also fighting to keep you sane. Anise, nibi lema kusi, boya lema dele. So you see, that battle has made many of you to what? To forget these people. That is what Nigeria is. They are forgotten. But their family members, the trauma is not leaving them. They are living with it, and they will continue to live with it. Now, for this week, the terrorists have told them, we are tired of keeping all these people now. Okay? Now we are going to sell them off. We'll sell some of them off as slaves. Those are the ones they are going to ship across Nigeria. They will be taken, sold off as slaves in Libya. For those who don't know that, they're already doing that right now in northern Nigeria. But they call it human trafficking. No, it's called slave trade. Guess those who are actually making money from it. Some of you don't know, or you probably know, and then you never really probably see it as something you should be worried about, right? The terrorism in Nigeria is beyond the mass gun running, the guns that have now invaded everywhere, every corner. The terrorism you are seeing is more than that. It is also more than the kidnapping people for ransom and every other thing you have been so used to. There are also, right, in this trade, those, if you are unable to pay the ransom demanded, there are those working as well with these terrorists in Nigeria, okay, that are ready to traffic you, right? If you are young, they will traffic you, you'll be sold off as slave to God knows where you are going to end in the whole world. Now, wherever you ended, right, most of the time, they don't even need you, your physical you, okay? Because they've paid the terrorists that kidnapped you. Now, what they needed is just what is so useful in you, your organ, whatever it is. And they will start looking for, including your blood type, your blood disorder, you know what I mean? So all these are being done in this multi-billion terrorist industry that APC, Egbekegbe, have now grown in Nigeria. Okay? So they said they're going to sell them off. In fact, the women there, they are going to have to marry them off. The terrorists are already raping them. They have been raping them from the day they kidnapped them. Now, you see, all of this is your reality today in Nigeria. I was reading earlier, yesterday. This one happened yesterday. 32 people, travelers, have been kidnapped by the same Fulani terrorists in Ondo State. Remember that Ondo, according to the terrorists who have issued warning many times, right? They said that when they will conquer Yoruba land, they are going to make it happen from the west to the east. How? Ondo State is going to crumble, and they are going to unleash that terror like you've never seen before. They are showing that Akeredolu knows about that, yeah? And I'm coming to that. They are going to attack you from the north, which is going to be Oyo. They have already been doing that since 1998. And the last 7 years, yes, you know the story, Abi. So, as you can then possibly see, we have a report, or let's say, 32 people are currently in the custody of the terrorists who have taken them. Ifon, in Ondo. Then I was when I was about to go live, I was reading it somewhere that the son, Akim Adeyemi, Prince Akim Adeyemi, the son of the past Alaafin Oyo, was attacked. 4 people got injured by unknown gunmen in Yoruba land. Now, Layamo now came out and said, it is true. This is the worst ever. And you know one thing, you can't really lie for that long, as you all know. You can pretend, you can live in denial, but the reality is always there every day. Now, I'm coming back to that too. They have admitted. And a year ago, yeah, one of the senators of APC, Egbekegbe, Smart Adeyemi, from the clip you watched earlier, raised the same alarm. But you don't belong to APC, Egbekegbe, and admit that you are part of the group of miscreants, scammers, fraudsters, Islamic jihadists, Islamic fundamentalists, tribal bigots. Some of you, once you are a member of APC, Egbekegbe, whether you are Yoruba, whether you are Igbo, whether you are Fulani, whoever you are naturally not expected to admit responsibility for what you have done to Nigeria. So if you dare speak out, automatically you are now turning to enemy of Buhari. And once you turn to enemy, once you criticize Buhari, once you state the facts, like I have stated so far, and that means you don't like Buhari. And if you don't like Buhari, that means you don't like APC, Egbekegbe. If you don't like APC, Egbekegbe, then you don't like Nigeria. Definitely, you are not Nigerian. Now, those who lived in that kind of life, are now saying they want to rescue Nigeria. A year ago, this man raised alarm. I want you to pay attention to the woman beside him. The woman beside him is the senator from Lagos. She is also the wife of Kolu Emilokon. Do you know who Kolu is? This is who Kolu is before I go to
nígbà
Smart.
tá à ń gbàdúrà ká bọ́ lọ́wọ́ òkú ayé kan tá a sì ń wò pa ń bọ́ ń bẹ̀ lọ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́ ìwọ ọlọ́run kí lè ṣe wa lórílẹ̀‐èdè nàìjíríà gan tó tún wá gbé kọ́ọ̀lù mìíràn bọ̀ kọ́ọ̀lù burúkú lélẹ̀ abẹ́ ìbí ṣe à ń wò bí kọ́ọ̀lù.
Now listen to Smart. And I also want you to listen to the interruption coming from this senator from Lagos, the wife of Kolu, our own Kolu. Now, listen to it. I'm coming back.
Mr. President, we shouldn't pretend that we needed foreign support now. We wouldn't wait until our nation gets bombed. Let us shout and call for foreign support. I am a APC man and I've been supporting my party. But the president should get to know that it has gotten to a point that we who are supporters, who are members of the APC, we can no longer keep quiet. The president must rise to the occasion. You will not see the truth and you are afraid to say it because you will die. We must open, Mr. President. The nation is on fire. The president must rise to the occasion. It costs us nothing to get foreign support. We must rise to the occasion. We must bring in people to save this country, or else we'll be consumed. Every one of us will have a chapter for history. Whenever the history of this period will be written, whatever is our position, we have a chapter. We cannot keep quiet any longer.
Amen. Amen. That was over a year ago, like I said. Somehow, there's also things that happen too. Because you know one thing is this, right? One thing is this. There is difference between knowing the problem, right? And actually being the problem. You see? APC, Egbekegbe, as described by somebody who was or probably still one of them from the horse's mouth, Who is APC like this?
APC is a grand fraud. Expert liars. They are first-class propagandists. They thrive on propaganda. They have spent so much money on media to cover them up.
Do you remember that guy? Well, his name is Senator. Well, he's a senator, and his name is something Abo. But if you don't remember his name, you can easily call him, or simply call him, the dildo senator. Yeah, that's the man who beat up a woman inside the sex toy shop in Abuja. We don't know what happened. I think that woman said something. They said probably waiting man won't take dildo do. Now him vex a senator, beat him up. Do you know what happened? Do you know who defended him? Do you want us to defend you, or you want to continue to speak grammar? Remi Werekwe. So there's a difference between you knowing a problem and being the problem, and at the same time, knowing the problem and also having the political will, the intention to end the problem. APC, Egbekegbe, brought the toxicity you are witnessing today in Nigeria politics. Every individual that's identified with APC, Egbekegbe, has one toxicity in him or her, right? At least in a minimum, they will have more than 10 or 20 toxic traits in them that all align to religious, intolerance, tribal intolerance, or trying to stoke ember of unity among the people, stoke the embers of disunity among the people, and at the same time, continue to feed fat on what is commonly known as the divide and rule. APC, Egbekegbe, and those who identified with them, they are among the worst set of humans you can come across. And I'll tell you, people who lack empathy, they lack sympathy, human feelings, emotional intelligence, and you can easily say a sort of a cold-hearted zombieism. That is me being generous. You can make use of that, and you can make of that whatever you want to. Because in their character, when terrorists kidnap people, or when terrorists attack places and they kill people, it is commonly known among the APC, Egbekegbe, to bounce it off and say, is it the first time they are killing people? Buhari has failed us. Hey, he has killed. See, is it Fulani killing us? Is it Buhari that is carrying gun? Is it Buhari that told Fulani to kill you? All of us should come together and make this country great. They don't have feelings. They don't have empathy. Hey, hunger everywhere. See Congo of rice. Jesus Christ, a bag of rice I cannot afford again. Must you eat rice? Globally, there is economic problem all over the world. And what people do is that they adjust. At least there was a time in this country that we are using sawdust to cook our food. At least under Buhari, you have not started using sawdust. All of you are just complaining. They have no human feelings at all. Hey, I lost my husband because we couldn't afford the medical bill. Maybe it is God's time. Stop crying. Stop. Do you want Buhari to help everybody? Is Buhari your local government chairman? Is Buhari your state governor? Forgetting the fact that Buhari is not your state governor, it's not your this or that. But Nigeria, that is formed to be a unitary system, makes it impossible for that your local government to develop as a normal local government in any part of the world, because there is a Bokwari that will prefer the status quo to remain as one Nigeria as it is. They have no feelings. I'm going to have to drop out of school. Hey, APC promised us free education. How these people, go better for them. Oh, now they have increased school fees. Now I cannot afford my school fees anymore. God go punish APC. Then you will see the dropout APC, or the ones that are actually like a graduate but jobless. Then they will jump at you and say, my friend, stop blaming APC. Everything APC, everything Buhari, everything Buhari. Is it Buhari that is your father that can no longer send you to school? Go and blame your father that failed to send you to that didn't work hard. Is it the fault of Tifnumbu that your papa no work hard to be able to afford something, to send you to good school, to send you abroad, because you are complaining that Tifnumbu children are abroad, your politician children are abroad? You see, APC. Meanwhile, they are suffering inside the whole thing as well. That's why I said they are the worst set of humans you can come across. And they are everywhere. It is so sad. Yeah? That is APC. Egbekegbe are there, are for you. And all of a sudden they said they want to come and they want to rescue you from Nigeria. They destroyed. They divided. I can't really picture it. I can't piece it together, but it's because there's nothing to piece together at all. You have a situation where people know the problem, but the characters who are everywhere holding an entitlement of, we know the problem, we are working tirelessly. But they're not working tirelessly. Like I said, these guys are the worst of the humans you can come across. If you still have any humanity left in you, if Nigeria never caused you this kind of damages, that your own humanity is gone already. Because some of you, you are not a APC member. You yourself being a Nigerian, and with what Nigeria has done to you in your lifetime, let me tell you, you may not admit it, okay? Some of you are not suffering. Some of you are suffering. Listen to me. With the damages Nigeria has done to you, the humanity in many of you is dead. Jesus Christ. They just killed 130 people in Zamfara. There, you will see people. They are not APC member. Like I told you, the Atlas code-dated simpletons, right? You can identify them. They have names, all that stuff. But you are not a member. But you are a Nigerian. Nigeria don't destroy you already. To the point that 30 people killed in Sokoto. My brother and a family business, Jare. Tell me another thing. You no get news. This Mayegu no get news again. Which this one are breaking news. Then kill 30 people. Then kill 40 people. Then kill 100. It no matter, Jare. They know they complain. Let's move on to another thing. But to you, Mayegu, are you not seeing them? Are you know what I mean? But you don't know it. You are not a APC member. You are a Nigerian. Humanity in you is either dead or it is dying. You may not see it as anything. That's exactly what the system has created. How? Those who are supposed to be the light, that really want to shine on the darkness that has enveloped Nigeria and Nigerians all across board. You see, they are those who are actually the embodiment of that darkness. Whether your tribalism or na kind chronic one will make you feel like anybody who is not from your tribe is a threat. Somehow, you can't really define the threat, okay? But you can feel it. Now, Nigeria happened to you. You may not know. I can feel it. I'm an Igbo man. And Igbo people are the most accommodating people, most loving people. That's true. That's fine. Then, when the tribalism in you, which Nigeria and your parents, okay, your community, and everyone around you, once that one kick in, So what do you feel about Yoruba? Well, it's just that all of us get that problem, Abi. Some of us are now learning to manage our way of seeing things away from the lenses that they have plugged, sort of ingrained into our eyes and our brains. But when you look at those who have the responsibility to make sure that you, from this other tribe or ethnic nationality, to be so proud of who you are, that you are not in any way intimidated by those who are so different from you. Respecting differences here. Normal thing that people preach is, let us come together. Let us stay united. Let us love. What is all this? Christians, Muslim, not be the same God. Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, not be the same thing you want. Don't be where. No. People are making you think they didn't know that is possible. But those who have actually ingrained that division, those who were supposed to have the political will to give to you a country that you can somehow connect with, they are the embodiment of that division. And to them, there's nothing wrong in it. If divide and rule can keep them in power, then what is wrong in that? They are not ashamed of it. Now, they catch feelings, they get dreams, vision of what you believe. If we do, we go become great. But listen to me. The people in charge of Nigeria, those who have been there, those who are there now, those who are angling to be there, their vision of Nigeria, it's something like this. You may not understand Yoruba, but take a listen. The people, this person that was attacking our own party member, who was raising alarm on the danger of them being or living in denial or passing the blame, passing the buck. Remi Werepe, Pastor Remi Werepe, one of the most bigoted human being you can come across ever. Our husband thrives on the politics of tribalism as well. Now, what they implanted in people, mostly your politicians, is the fear that you can't see. They call it the fear of the unknown. If you look around you today, if you speak to any APC, Egbekegbe, Buhari Didirin, an humbled slave or sophisticated moron, you can smell the bigotry in them from miles away. Do you want to know where they got that from? They got that from those they called leaders, starting with Tifnumbu. Listen to this one, in your one line,
ìtẹ̀ ṣe bá ṣe nífẹ̀ẹ́ yìí tó ẹ̀bà rajẹ́ àwa kan bínú à ń bínú ọmọ wa sísá mi tún wá lọ bímọ fún Ìgbò. ṣé kí n lọ kó Obieze wa Obieze ilẹ̀ ti gbà bọ̀dé olórí Obieze ilẹ̀ ti gbà bọ̀dé ó tún lọ mú kámẹ́rà wá lọ lé ẹ̀mí sí ẹ ti gbà bọ̀dé a máa jogún yín ni ẹ tọ́ra yín àwa la máa jogún yín àgọ́ wa ló máa dáàdì ẹ̀ ń
That's the character. For those who knows her very well, there's something they have told me about her and Sheyi as well. So they feel like throughout all of this whole thing, they must try and cage Remi Werekwe because her mouth, if she becomes your first lady, you go to get banger. As you are suffering, you will be smiling, and they will be flaunting your oppression. They will be flaunting them right there on your faces there. Like, say, hey, what do you want to do? And you tell you to budget, we are just helping you. I can for helping you.
I go no. Igbo we not the trust in again. My sister born for.
That's Remi Werekwe. Now, if you see any Yoruba person that begins to speak in a way that you begin to wonder and say, but now who hurts you? You know that kind of thing, like, but wait. I don't know what you have been through in your life, but whatever you have been through in your life, how come you have managed to take in this amount of hatred, that an opportunity that you have, you are spewing them out so much that you don't even care that the whole world is seeing what you are doing or what you are saying? It's because of people like that. And there are many. Do you know what Dele Alake said recently? You remember Dele Alake, the information commissioner under Tifnumbu? The same guy, I think I heard, is that the same guy they said they suffered a stroke? They had to bring him to London, and he's been in the UK for treatment for God knows since when. And anyway, I'm not sure, but you remember him, Sha? Dele Alake? You know what he said? When they were talking about your one Nigeria, you want to save Nigeria, Abi? Why Ashiwaju Awole, Ashiwaju Awatole, is far better than anybody to lead Nigeria in your 2023. Do you want to know what he said? He said, Ashiwaju Awole, Tifnumbu made so many people in this life, including so many Igbos, because we all know that it was because of Ashiwaju Awole's generosity that after the Civil War, when they gave the Igbos 20 pounds, no matter what they had in the bank at the time, that if not for Ashiwaju, that created Igbo billionaires in Lagos, when Ashiwaju was creating billionaire Igbos, and the other Igbos in Igbo land, they were dying of kwashiorkor. Listen to this, they said when the Igbos in Igbo land were dying of kwashiorkor, Ashiwaju was making Igbo billionaires in Lagos, and Peter Obi was saving money in bank or investing the money in breweries. Now, let's take it in parts. Dele Alake happened to be one of the vuvuzelas, early vuvuzelas, that were spokesperson for drug baron Tifnumbu. They did a lot of dirty job for him, right? But at the end of the day, he remained the boy for Tifnumbu. Now, Tifnumbu want to be president. All of them sick, receiving health care or support from the UK after 23 years of that Lagos. But in order to show the bigotry in them, in order to show that somehow, we are better than them. In fact, we have been helping them as Yorubas. Remember the Civil War. Anybody who has a conversation, if you're having a chat in Nigeria, and in that conversation, you are having an argument, and that argument changed to you start using the words like Inyamiri, Kwashioko. When you begin to use them, you are actually identifying or regurgitating what you heard from your own forebearers who participated in Nigeria's genocide of 1967 to 1970 against the Igbos. Now, you might tell yourself that I don't support what have you. But if you use the word Nyamiri and the Kwashioko in any political conversation or argument, what you are pointing at is you are just displaying that bigotry in you that somehow many of you don't like to confess to. And if you are not a Yoruba man and you are not an Hausa or Fulani, and you are using that word Inyamiri, it is not those the only people who ganged up against the Igbos in 1967 to 1970. Now it is to depict the gang up that saw to the emanciation of the Igbo people, including introduction of an unorthodox means of war, starving the civilians. You know, in a war, even though they say war no be a good thing, we all know. But somehow, there's this convention that said there must be a passage for civilians who are caught up in any war situation. Do you know what happened in Nigeria? Women, children, even men, right? With this coordinated starvation, an instrument of war that they called crime against humanity. That's what they call it. Today, in the world today, what they did to the Igbos in 1967 to 1970, right, would have many of your leaders that you call your heroes today, dead or alive, standing trial for war crimes. War crimes. Now, if you now see anybody in Nigeria, after Gowon said, no winner, no vanquish, we all know that after the Nigeria Civil War, after the genocide, it turned to Cold War between Igbos and the rest of Nigeria. And that Cold War is what APC, Egbekegbe, came to escalate to what you are witnessing today. Now, if you are a one Nigerian, lying to yourself that you are a Nigerian, and then you went into a conversation, and you have nothing to, well, I think today they can say Igbos are IPOB. And you are right. Igbos are IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra, right? Well, that is free because APC, Egbekegbe, who opened door and started pardoning terrorists who have killed more than 300,000 human beings. Destroyed the economy of Nigeria. They are getting leeway, forgiven. But those who carried flags demanding for referendum, we want to leave, we want to go, let us leave Nigeria, we don't want to be part of this anymore. APC, Egbekegbe, Al-Qaeda People's Congress, spent billions and billions and billions of your money to call them terrorists. So you, the bigotry in you, having known the whole story, you can call them IPOB. Hey, IPOB is going to take over Nigeria when Peter Obi become your president. So you see that fear. Do you know those who are spreading the fear? APC, PDP, the owners of Nigeria. They are telling you, if Peter Obi become your president, that is IPOB, Igbo people. What does that tell you? The fear that they are telling you is not there. The divided Nigeria that they are telling you that it's not there. The patriotism they are lying to you that they all have. But you know one thing, when they use these words, if you are watching me right now and you have used these words freely before, and you probably never thought you are a bigot, I'm telling you right now, okay, you are. Most of you use them when you want to, give it your own tribal slur. Inyamiri, give me water, give me water. You get that? The people who are starved of food and drink, those are the ones they call the Inyamiri. When they now use the word kwashioko in the political parlance, what they are referring to is that Igbos who suffered in the hands of the organized criminal Nigeria gulag, or what do they call them? Regimes. So when you now say, no, let us forget all of that. We are now one. We are now united. We should be one country. Lying to yourselves. And then you throw that word. Kwashioko, that happened to you. You better go and feed yourselves. Well, good enough for the Igbos. They actually self-developed after the war. Congratulations to them. Nigeria completely ostracized them out of Nigeria plan or anything at all. But they somehow bounced back. But that was what Dele Alake was using on a platform where they wanted to sell Tifnumbu to the people. That, you see, the Igbos should be grateful. What is wrong with them? They have to be grateful to us. In fact, that Tifnumbu is even contesting to be president. There is no Igbo man that should dare, all that stuff. Now, what I'm pointing out here is this. Your bigotry in you are not an overnight thing. Your political leaders, your religious leaders, your elders, your uncles, your aunties, they implanted them in you. And every given opportunity, you don't wait to unleash them. Let me tell you something. It cut across. And you can put yourself wherever you think you belong. Because it cut across. You have the bigoted, tribalistic. Being tribalist is not a bad thing. But being a tribalist that feels like, or that fears others around you because you feel like somehow, they are a threat to you, and you are in the same country. That's going to be a pure lie that some of you hate to admit to. But these are the guys who implanted them in you. If you see Igbo politicians, when they want to talk to the poor, misinformed, ignorant Nigerians, they push that agenda. Be careful of the Yorubas. When you see the Yorubas like Remi Werepe and her husband, Tifnumbu, they push the agenda. If you're a Yoruba person, you have to be a bastard for you not to follow Tifnumbu. But the point here is this. If they are sensible, if everybody is honest, okay, put it this way. Bokwari is Fulani from Niger Republic. Atifku is Fulani from Cameroon. Tifnumbu is Yoruba from Iragbiji. Peter Obi is Igbo from, I don't know Peter Obi's town. Where is his town again? Well, Anambra. Who else is there? Give me names. I'll tell you what I'm doing soon, okay? Now, let's start with Bokwari. In fact, Obasanjo is a Yoruba man from Egba or Owu. Now, Obasanjo as a Yoruba man, as somebody who wanted to be president, or as president of Nigeria, Obasanjo had or still have Yoruba, Igbos, Hausa, Fulani, Ijo, Christian, Muslim, Babalawo,